Greetings and welcome back to Room 303 in our Chats with Emily, as we are calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson contained in the Johnson edition. We turn now to poem 659. That first day when you praised me, sweet. Now, of course, the word sweet here is brilliant because it can be a person or it can be a thank you, almost like sweet, as in thanks so much. That was very kind of you. Now, the challenge of this poem is who it is that Emily's actually speaking or talking to say thank you. She will use the word sweet in 113 poems, which is fascinating. She loves this word sweet. Our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at LearnStrong.net, down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you worked through our previous introductory comments as well as the 658 poems. We just finished with 658 whole gulps of red. Now, Emily, and if you've read those poems, you know this already. Emily is often looking for, what is it? Recognition, maybe respect, maybe appreciation, maybe admiration. I want you to notice as well the repetition of the word day, the immediacy of that as well. Someone told her, good job, and it meant something to her. Just like for every one of you, if anyone's ever told you, you're amazing, way to go, I love what you just did. Right? It means something to you, all the way from when you were a little child and you drew some silly picture and you carried it and showed it to one of the adults in your life who complimented you. You remember those things. She remembers these things. That first day when you praised me, sweet, and said that I was strong and could be mighty if I liked, that day, the days among, glows central like a jewel between diverging goals. The minor one that gleamed behind, and vaster of the worlds. Whoa! Now, we don't know who the person is that she's complimenting, but we'll go ahead now and collectively compliment that person as well. Because it's very possible that that one person saying to Emily, dude, I think you got some serious talent. Whoa! For Emily, that was a sweet day. Again, it isn't clear. Some have argued this, by the way, as Sue, or best pal, possibly lover. Some have said that it's Kate Anthony, another close friend of hers. Notice, the thing that made her so impressed was that she was told she was strong. Emily, often picturing herself as small and frail and weak, and yet here told strong. Of course, we read these poems, and obviously we know why somebody would say she's a strong poet. And could be mighty. In other words, visionary, right? If I liked, wow, what a great little parenthetic. In other words, it's up to you how great you want to be. That day, notice the days, notice the repetition of day among, glows the fire, right, motif, central, notice capitalized, and then dash, like a jewel. You'll remember jewel when we did 245. Between diverging goals, the minor one, that gleamed behind, the fire behind, and vaster of the worlds. By the way, in 1935, when this poem was published, they didn't use the word vaster, they used the word master, because they saw this as one more of the master poems. By the way, when we get to 738, we'll play this game. You said that I was great one day, then great it be if that please thee, or small, or any size at all. Nay, I'm the size suit thee, tall like the stag, would that? Or lower like the wren, or other heights of other ones I've seen. Tell which, it's dull to guess, and I must be rhinoceros or mouse at once for thee, or say if queen it be, or page please thee, I'm that, or not, or other thing, if other thing there be, with just this stipulus, I suit thee. Again, it's not always clear in Emily's poetry who it is that she's saying thank you to, but we do know this at 2A. It's amazing to be recognized, to be appreciated by especially someone who's maybe not just your equal, but your superior. At 2B, well, I love the use of the repetition of the word day. It is important. Whenever that happens, significant. I can't help but read this poem and think of Keats's When I Have Fears That I May Cease to Be, but I also like to think about Emerson and his note to Emily's contemporary Walt Whitman, who she never met Walt Whitman. We think maybe she met Emerson. You'll remember in our discussion of Walt Whitman's poetry, we read all the poems of Leaves of Grass. We call that series Talks with Walt. All of that at LearnStrong.net. Do you remember what Emerson, the great Emerson, said to the young poet, Walt Whitman, although he wasn't young, he was in his 30s when he wrote, obviously. He says, Emerson, I am not blind to the worth of the wonderful gift of Leaves of Grass. I find it the most extraordinary piece of wit and wisdom that America has yet contributed. I'm very happy in reading it, as great power makes us happy. It meets the demand I am always making of what seemed the sterile and stingy nature, as if too much handiwork or too much lymph in the temperament were making our Western wits fat and mean. I give you joy of your free and brave thought. I have great joy in it. I find incomparable things said incomparably well, as they must be. I find the courage of treatment which so delights us, and which large perception can only inspire. I greet you at the beginning of a great career, which yet must have had a long foreground somewhere. For such a start, I rubbed my eyes a little to see if this sunbeam were no illusion. But the solid sense of the book is a sober certainty. It has the great merits, namely, of fortifying and encouraging. I do not know until I last night saw the book advertised in a newspaper that I could trust the real name and available for a post office. I wish to see my benefactor and have felt much like striking my tasks and visiting New York to pay my respects. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Whoa, can you imagine receiving a letter like that as you are a struggling artist poet? It's what all writers want, and apparently Emily got that kind of compliment, and it changed her forever. Finally, at 3B, to own a poem like this, it's obvious, right, what the question will be. Was there a time in your life when you were recognized, when someone said to you, great job? And then, of course, the second question, have you shown them any gratitude other than the product of your art? To maybe say thank you. If they're still alive, you might consider it. Thanks.